Happy New Year. It's end of 2018, and I've got this awesome panel here. We're going to talk about this year in synthesizers and drum machines and all that cool stuff. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the show, everyone. It's Marshall. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, it's Happy New Year, I guess, right? 2018's gone bye-bye. 2019 is here, and I have my guests here today who have been very kind and dedicated their time to talk about this year in synthesizers and drum machines. We got Mr. Cow Food. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. Thanks for joining us.
Indeed. My pleasure.
And then we have EchoCraft returning as well. How you doing, Echo?
Good, man.
Cool.
Really good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. It's good to have you guys back. We do these podcasts here, I guess, whenever I feel like it. So, yeah, this year we had a cool year. And we're going to start off, I guess, just talking about the Reverb.com list of top selling synths and drum machines for 2018. I'll put a link to this in the description. Be sure you go check it out. But you guys have had a chance to take a look. What do you guys think about the list?
Well, I think that's about right. Although I was kind of surprised that the mini log is still holding as the best seller.
Oh, yeah. The mini log is still killing it. Same with the monologue. They're both on there.
Yeah.
So we got
those are two synths that are awesome.
So, and I just picked one up in 2018, so I guess I'm guilty of helping that number out still.
Oh,
right?
Nice.
Yeah.
I got the red one.
You have a red one? I wish I wanted a red one. I couldn't get a hold of one, unfortunately, without having to wait.
I like the red one, but I got to tell you, I probably should have brought the black one.
Why is that?
It's a lot easier to see, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Just looking at the text that the text that's written on it and stuff, like when you go in to tweak it and stuff, it's just easier to see on the black. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I'm just old and I have bad eyes.
That's a bummer, dude. Get some bifocals. Just kidding. Calfu, do you have a monologue or a mini log?
Yeah.
You have either of those?
I've got both.
Dude, look at you, man. You're rocking it.
Silver mini log and, of course, red. So I got EchoCraft's color.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah, I have this silver mini log too.
So yeah,
I really like the mini log. I think it's very mini lug, mini log. How do you say it, man? I've heard people say mini lug.
Log. I call it log.
Yeah, me too.
Log.
You could call it mini lug though, Echo. It's okay. We love you.
No, I want to be. How do you say it? Anatomically correct.
I hope you're anatomically correct.
Would you call the prologue a prologue?
We could. What we should do is.
A lot of people. I've heard people say that too.
If somebody can get the number for Korg, we could call them and ask them and see how they say it.
There you go.
I don't know. They might correct you.
Yeah.
They might correct you.
They'd be like, "Oh, you're that asshole that keeps calling it the mini log. It's Lug."
Bob Moog used to say the same thing. It's not Moog, it's Moog.
Wait, no, it's Moog, not Moog.
Moog, not Moog, right?
Yeah, Moog like Vogue. That's how they say it on their website.
Look at the assholes wearing a shirt.
Look
too,
at that! Woo! So yeah, this was.
Check this out. You see this right here?
Oh, sorry. Yep. What you got there?
Little EchoCraft embroidered sweatshirts.
Oh, cool. You got those for sale on your website?
Soon to be, yes, after NAMM.
Ooh, groovy.
Yeah, I'm excited. A lot of money wasted, let's put it that way.
Well, we'll see. Maybe some folks will buy them. Yeah, I think this is a good list. We can obviously see the 2018 rank for new synthesizers here. We've got the Boog, the Behringer Model D, top on the charts there.
Sure it's not called Boog?
I'm pretty sure. But, you know, I still have mine. Calfood has his. EchoCraft, you need to get on this, man. You need to.
Well, So I was going to. Oh my God! Did you just drop it?
It's metal. Don't worry.
Oh my God!
You know that Behringer quality. It'll be fine.
Well, you've already taken it apart anyway, so.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. I just hit the case on the table lightly.
So I was going to pull the trigger on it, and the only reason why I didn't was because I started reading and watching all these videos that people had out there about it being having an issue with tuning.
Well, that's the same thing with the Moog, but the Moog Model D had the same issues. So it's basically, you know, pretty much an exact copy, and thus you're going to have the same issues.
And it's I haven't hooked mine up, and I think, you know, maybe after I just smacked it, it'll probably be out of tune. But
oh my God,
I didn't have any issues keeping it in tune the last time I used it anyway. So I don't know. I know that they did make a rev change partway through production to a different style of tuning pot.
Okay.
So it could be that maybe people that had maybe the earlier version were having tuning problems. I mean, I don't know for sure, but seemed to be okay for me. And honestly, these things are real easy to tweak if you have to. It's not too bad.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I'm still interested in it. I ended up going with something else, and we'll talk about that later.
Sure.
I bet it was the Neutron. I'm just guessing.
You're guessing about the Neutron?
Just guessing.
That's actually next on our list.
Save it.
It's next on.
No, actually, the Neutron is very cool.
Yeah, it's very.
But I didn't get that.
It is very cool.
It is cool.
I still need to get one of these, but I think I have my hands full at the moment with some other stuff. But I'll definitely end up picking one of these up eventually. But I like the look of it. Nice huge patch bay going on. It sounds good. What do you think about the Neutron, cow food?
I think of it like I think it's been mentioned before as a Swiss Army knife of mono patchable Eurorack style synths. So I don't know. I mean, at some point I might have to pick one up, but I've already got so many of those types of synths already lying around. I got a couple of Dreadboxes. I got the Boog.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of choice out there now in that $300, $400 price point with some really good gear, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really cool. I actually have watched a ton of videos on it, and it just sounds really, really nice. It's different. That's the thing that I kind of liked about it. It definitely has a different sound to it.
I like how it's not a clone.
Yes.
I do like that. I like how I understand the D, and they did a great job on that, but having their own thing going on, like with the DeepMind 12, originally that started out as 106 clone, and then they took it to a whole nother level, I think. So I don't know about you, Cowfood, but I think I would consider that also not a clone.
Definitely not a clone.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
So just kind of going through, I think I forgot to put this one on my list here, but let's talk about the Uno synth. This was a new synth that came out this year from IK Multimedia. I'm a huge fan of this. I think for $200, this thing is awesome. It sounds great. It is limited slightly, obviously, because the control setup here, but you got to sacrifice somewhere. And I'm a big fan of the Uno synth. What do you guys have to say about that?
It intrigues me for the price. I actually watched some of the stuff you were doing with it, and I have seen other videos on it. It's pretty cool for the money.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just having a hard time lately with all these inexpensive synthesizers, 'cause it's such an addiction. It's like, oh, look at that. That's only $150. Oh, that's $299. Oh, that's only $200. And you're sitting there going, man, when does this end? Because,
right. Well, and the modular guys, I think that's kind of that end of the market as well. You can spend $150, $250, and all of a sudden you're have this massive modular built to cost you like $2,000, right?
Yeah, it's like that. With the Uno, I liked it too. I think it's worth the money, definitely. For me personally, I've already got those types of sounds in spades through all kinds of other monies that I've already spent.
Yes.
But,
I think for, especially if you're a beginner, like my nephew's getting into electronic music. I had him over here this week, was showing him some basics with some synthesizers and how they work, and I recommended to him go out and buy an Uno. It's a cheap analog, and it'll be good for you. Just do it. So hopefully he'll do that.
That's cool.
Hopefully he'll take my advice.
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So let's go on to the next one, which we have Modal Skulpt. This is another one of those lower cost synths that are out there, but this one's digital. I can't remember how much this cost. This was originally a Kickstarter.
I think it was $2.99, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it goes for.
Yeah.
So this is also, I think, a good... and I saw the Sonic State review of this, and it sounded way better than I was expecting. So I was pretty intrigued by this. Probably not something that I'll pick up necessarily, but again, another great addition if you're new into synthesis with not a lot of money.
Yeah, agreed.
And I saw some more demos of it because, well, I was just kind of gearing up for the show here, and I've got gas for it now.
Oh, do you?
Yes. It sounds really good for the style of music that I'm doing, and it's I would put it on par with like a Blofeld in a sense.
Oh, okay.
And somewhere
really?
between it's kind of it's got a lot of the same kind of just feel sound wise for it. It's not as good, I would say, or as, I mean, you're not going to get as much polyphony or multi-timbrality or any of that good stuff that you would with a Blofeld. But for what it does and how it sounds, it's got its own unique flavor and character, and it really shines in what it does. And they just updated the firmware so that it does have polychain.
So you can get
4-voice to 8-voice to whatever voice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And we're talking like 128 oscillators, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at the statistics.
Two of them.
Yeah, so 4-voice, 32 oscillators. So 8 oscillators per voice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And you can detune each one. I mean, it really can get into some crazy different tones with that thing.
Does it have I thought I had seen something about wavetable stuff in this. Does it not have any of that?
I'm looking now. I don't know that I saw anything about it, but
I might be just wavetable on the brain with a lot of the VSTs are going that way.
it has FM for sure.
Yeah.
Wave mod.
Yep.
But no, it's virtual analog or VA.
Okay.
So, as far as I know.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was watching some videos on it, and I saw the Sonic State review of it too, and I thought that was really cool.
So
I like the way it sounded.
yeah, and Echo, when I was on your podcast, we talked about this because it had just been announced, and I remember saying, do we need another of these little cheap synthesizers? And I must say that based on the demos I've seen, I'm glad this exists, and I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Modal, they don't mess around. I mean, it was that little, what was that little one that it was like $99 and you had to put it together.
Was that them?
I forget.
Yeah, that was Modal.
Yeah. What was it? What was it?
I can't remember
the name of it.
I can't remember either.
Oh, Craft. It was called the Craft,
right.
wasn't it? I was going to buy one of those because that thing sounded really good, man. It had a big sound. It was like, it kind of reminded me like teenage engineering stuff. It's like this little unit with all this big noise that comes out of it. You know what I mean? That sounded pretty cool.
I think I just found it here. If the page will load. This one?
Yeah. Well, that's the new one.
Okay, I didn't even know about this.
No, the old one is like really thin metal
oh,
sides.
Yeah. This does say V2 here.
Yeah, that's the new one. Nick Batt had that on Sonic State. That thing sounds really cool, man.
Okay, that's one I missed. I'll need to check it out. But looks like they got a V2 coming with a Kickstarter campaign going. Let's see. Can I pull that up? See what they're doing? Yeah, 88 grand.
Yeah, they went past what they were supposed to earn, right?
Yeah, because the pledge goal was 63,000.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to make that 8 oscillators, 40 morphable waveforms. That's really cool.
Yeah, the first one,
Wow.
it came in this flat little box. It was really cool, and it was $99, and you actually built it. You put it together, and I thought it was neat. You know what I mean? And it didn't have any fancy knobs or anything on it like that. But this one has MIDI on it now. That one didn't. And that one only had USB, I believe, right, Mr. Cowfood? That was...
I'm not sure. It might have been USB, actually. But I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it.
And they had a rhythm one, too.
Yeah, this one. Okay, I remember seeing
The
this.
sound on that was dope.
Yeah.
Sure.
This
really
little
cool.
guy, right?
Yeah,
That's
there you
the
go.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it looks like
And
they're taking that to the next level with the V2.
They also made it was a black one that they made, and that was the Rhythm Craft. And that was the same price. That one was really cool, too, and it actually sounded awesome.
Yeah. I remember seeing this. But then also, I just learned just right now with you gentlemen that they got a V2 coming, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
More gas.
So many synths. I wish I could live like
table.
500 years to have enough time to explore all the ones that I'm really interested in. But yeah, next up, I wanted to talk about this guy. This is the GrandMother. It's the synth that your grandma would probably enjoy, I guess. This I do not have. It's a cool concept. I think it sounds great, but it shares the same oscillator, as far as I understand, as the Mini Moog. So I kind of was like, well, personally, I don't know that I need this, but it is very cool. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Mr. Cowfood, because I have a lot to say about this.
All right. Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. I think it's got a nice classic 70s-esque sound to it. And I mean, the modules that are in there are, I believe, from what I recall, are based, or if not entirely, are like, it's not new old stock or anything like that, but I mean, it's based on those classic modules that they had for their old modular systems. Yeah. And so, and from what I've heard and what I've seen of it, because I was at Moogfest, at least the tail end of it, it's worth every penny, I think. And it's modular. I mean, it's a semi-modular synth. It's actually it's modular. What am I saying? It's modular.
I think that the price had actually decreased on these a little bit also through the year. I'm not sure if they're still sub $1,000, but I think I'd seen them for like $899, something like that.
It's either $899 or $799, depending on when you buy it.
Buy today. Let's see. I don't know.
I've seen it on Reverb. I've seen it on Reverb for like $6.99.
New?
Well, mint condition. There's somebody had bought it and they probably just didn't know what to do with it.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, I think it's a good value. And
and it's a real reverb tank in there too.
Yeah, it's got the spring reverb in there. Yeah, that's pretty. You don't see that a lot today.
I know.
Yeah, which that is pretty sweet.
So here's what when I first came across this, I was like, okay, what's the deal with this? So I'm thinking, is this like a modular version of a Sub Fatty, or is it a modular version of a Sub 37? What is this thing, right? So my local guitar center actually had one. Shocking. So I actually went down and played with it, and I got to tell you, it's a very powerful little synthesizer. I was considering getting rid of my sub fatty and buying this thing.
I don't know if I would do that. Just keep your sub 37 Echo.
Well, I don't have a sub 37. I have a sub fatty.
Oh, sub fatty. Sorry.
But yeah, no, I like it a lot. I think it's cool, but again, you just can't keep buying all this stuff, man.
Yeah.
So
you do pretty good with your space in that room, but I can imagine adding a whole bunch more could get a little complicated.
well, like I said, I have a surprise for later on. So
Ooh, cool. I like surprise.
there's a little bit of a story behind the surprise. So I'm going to ask you two guys what you think I should do, but that's later.
Okay.
All right.
So this one, I think Calfood might be able to give us some good insight on, and we're talking about the DFAM, drummer from another mother.
Oh, I want one so bad.
This is a synth. This is a drum machine that came out this year, and pretty popular. I think. Is it on the list? Is it on the Reverb list? Let's check.
I believe it is. It's number 3, if I thought. Or,
Yeah, on the new
Yeah.
list. Yep. Right here. Number 3. What do you think of this? I don't know anyone that has one except for you.
It's just get one. You need to have one. You have to have one. You just have to have
I
one.
must get one.
Now, it's not a drum machine. It's a drum synthesizer. It's a
Yes.
synthesizer that's kind of like built to do percussive and do it damn well. But it does so much more. It really goes into places that are just weird. It's fucking awesome. Just get one.
Okay.
Here's what I did. This is my story with that, is that I actually was thinking I got to get another one of these so that I have a more full, voice. Because it's only got 2 oscillators. Thus, you only have 2. Well, you can wiggle it around to get some more sound out of it.
Yeah.
With some patching and whatnot, but it's got 2 oscillators. Thus, and primarily you got 2 rhythm sources. So like a snare and a kick, or a hi-hat and a kick, or hi-hat and snare. That's all you get with one of them.
Mhm.
So why not get 2? Therefore, you have about 4 drum parts going, which is what you would get out of a decent drum machine.
Yeah.
And so, but I ended up getting a Mother 32. But I was torn. I was literally just going, I want one more of these. I got to have one more. But I wanted something that would complement the sound a little better. And I thought that the Mother 32 was the better route.
Okay. Yeah, and the Mother 32 is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I love my Mother 32. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's.
It can be very. I'm running that through a Big Sky right now, and it's just.
Yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous and warm and thick. It just sounds really nice, man. And the DFAM is definitely, that's on the list.
You have to get one, Echo, because it just pairs so nicely with it. It's just, they work together. So I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, after I pay this thing off.
All right.
All right, well, let's talk about the other big Moog announcement. The Moog One. Yours truly has number 7, the 16 voice. It's been a pleasure.
That's so awesome.
Been a huge honor and a pleasure to own one of these synthesizers at this stage. Moog's still working on implementing some of the features that are necessary, and as a Windows user, I'm kind of struggling at the moment because there's no MIDI driver for Windows yet, but that's on the way, and full MIDI implementation soon. To me, this is like the coolest thing that's ever been made, but that's one man's opinion. What do you guys think?
I'll let Echo start.
I don't know. I haven't had the pleasure of putting my little fingers on those little ivories, so I don't know.
You tell that Guitar Center to get one in so you can check it out. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, I was shocked that they had a grandmother, but
Right.
but no, I I'm very intrigued by it. It is gorgeous. I've watched your videos on YouTube. I've watched a lot of people's videos on YouTube. It's amazing, and it's the way it's built, the way it looks. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a tank.
But I talked about this before. As far as justifying the price tag, it's tough for me. It really is. I really have a hard time justifying that.
Yeah, and that's understandable. It's definitely not cheap. But I don't know if I had talked to you guys about this, but you know, if you were to take, say, a bunch of slim fatties and daisy chain them together to get 16 voices, you're looking at a good amount of money there. So, and improved integration functionality to have it as one thing. That would be my thing. Like, we know Moog's a boutique brand. They're going to be pricey. And when this was rumored, I had a feeling, I was like, this probably could be real, because the price point that they were stating seemed like around what you'd pay for a polyphonic Moog. So,
right.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit rich for some people's blood, that's for sure. But I'm loving mine, I can tell you. I think it's worth every penny.
Yeah, it's a beauty. I mean, I would love to have one in my studio. I'm not going to lie. It's amazing. It's a beast. It's Moog. It's everything we've dreamt about. And I mean, once those little niggles are worked out, I'm sure it's going to be something that we're all going to be jonesing to have. I mean, I'm still kind of waiting. I'm waiting to see like that wow moment with a demo or whatnot. And maybe that's just going to be a little bit of time before that happens, or not. But I mean, in the meantime, it's a dream synth.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully, sorry, go ahead, Echo.
No, I'm sorry. I agree. I just think that I don't, like you just said, you're waiting for that wow moment. I think one of the things that reasons why that's not happening is because I don't think too many people have them. So, you know, and I know a lot of people like Marshall are trying to get the feel for it, trying to get their hands around it. The few demos that I've seen, other than Marshall's, some of them, I mean, did some really, really cool pad stuff. I forget the guy's name. It's like Hans Heinsberg. He's on YouTube. He's this guy from Germany, and he's got one, and he does really big, like, you know, almost Vangelis sounding soundtrack music. And right out of the box, set the thing up on a stand, and he did his first patch on it, and it was this gigantic sweeping pad. And I sat there with my headphones on and went, holy shit, like,
right.
This is amazing, you know?
So the way the One works is a little bit different than almost any synth I've had a pleasure of working with, in that the effects section on the synthesizer works as inserts, very similar to like what you would see on a mixing board. So there is some finesse, and it does take some time to really learn how to get this where you want it, if that makes sense. It doesn't just have a wet dry knob, you know, for effects and things. And I think that's been part of the learning curve with this. And I think over time, and again, once some of the bugs and stuff are worked out of the operating system, personally, I think that once I've got full MIDI implementation going, you're going to see this a lot on my channel, and hopefully can wow some folks with it as well. But yeah.
Have you tried have you tried just recording direct, like, audio with it? Have you tried anything like that, or
like just recording the raw sound coming out?
Yeah.
Yes, kind of. I mean, with the demos I've done, most of those have been just playing around on it, or trying to send MIDI information back into the One from Ableton. I've done a little bit of that. That's the biggest thing for me right now, is without MIDI implementation, because I'm not the best live keys player. I really need MIDI working on this to get results that will be good. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, and it sounds great. It's, you know, people say, oh, it's huge, it's too big to put in a mix. No, most synthesizers anyway, in the mixing process, you're going to be cutting things and you're going to make things fit. This is no different. It's just that I think with the interface, the way this is laid out, it's beautiful. It's really, really fun to work with, and it's just a matter of learning the synth. You know, it's different.
Well, it's funny because you just said something that I found humorous when people said that about the Matrix Brute. They were like, oh, it doesn't, you know, it's too big sounding, it's too fat, it's to fit into a mix. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you know what I mean? I love my Matrix Brute. I think the thing's amazing, you know?
Yeah.
That's my only beast right now in the studio. That thing's sick. I've done some great things with that.
You got that TB3 in front of you. That's a beast.
That thing's fun, man.
It's wicked.
I actually, you know, the only thing I use for that is I basically use that as a side chain.
Oh, really?
For doing for doing almost like DFAM, kind of like bloops and blips along with the TR-8.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't really use it like a TB303.
Well, that's a shame. Everyone needs a 303, and they should make it.
Well, I have my
squeal.
boutique's TB3 over here, so the TB03.
Oh, yeah, you've got an 03 also?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that thing.
Yeah,
that thing's killer.
They're both awesome. So anyways, let's talk about the next thing, which is the Digi Tone or Digi Tone. Right here, right now, Digi Tone, because you can diggy a tone with it. What do you guys think of this? I don't have one, so I don't have a lot to say other than I think it's cool, but probably not something that I will pick up. But it did come out this year. What do you guys think?
I like mine. It's delicious. The sounds that you can create with that are, it's not your, I've mentioned this before, it's not your typical FM synth in that it's got a subtractive synthesis architecture for the sound design.
Yeah,
So.
and you've had yours for quite a while, so you've had some time to get used to it. How's the workflow on it? Because I know the Electron Workflow can be a little weird, I guess.
It is weird. It's one of those workflows that you just have to get into for a little while, but once you do it and you understand it, it clicks. So
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I remember last time we were on, we talked a little bit about Electron stuff. The only thing that I regret is getting rid of my SID station. I still cry over that. But
I cry for you.
But as far as like understanding like the architecture of their stuff, I hear all like you, Mr. Kaufman, you said that, you know, you kind of got it down once you get used to it and stuff. I heard a lot of people say that. I don't know. There's something about learning curves with me. Wow, what is happening?
Are the curves learning?
Wow, that was really weird. What had just happened?
yeah, I've just got some static noise.
Oh, did you?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Sounds like a jet engine's on.
Are you getting it still?
Come
Seems
on,
to be
Marshall.
dying.
That's you warming up the Moog One. Come on.
Right.
It's got to be it.
It's the Moog One warming up. Are you guys hearing that still? Because I don't hear anything in here.
Yeah, I can
little
still hear it. Yeah,
That's weird.
not as bad.
Well, I
That was almost like the synth gods telling me to shut my mouth. So, other than that, I have nothing to say more to say about the Digi Tone. I don't know how you. That's another Moog thing. I think they're cool. I don't think that I would probably own one. I was looking at the Digitech. That kind of intrigued me a little bit more actually than the Digi Tone. So that's all.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Kafu.
No. They are kind of meant to go together, just in form factor and in what they are.
It's like the DFAM and the Mother 32.
Exactly.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Exactly. And it's expensive when you start putting those together.
So do you guys know about peanut butter and fluff?
No. I've not heard of that.
No, seriously, it's a New England thing, okay? You need to try it. It's the most unbelievable thing you'll ever eat. So you get peanut butter and marshmallow fluff.
Okay.
And you make yourself a sandwich, and you're gonna thank me.
Well, I don't know if my stomach will thank you after it expands 5 inches, but
just you got to try it at least once, because it's definitely a New England thing, and I knew you guys wouldn't know anything about that. That's why I had to throw it out there.
Peanut butter and fluff, everyone. And while you're at it, get yourself a Digitact and a Digi Tone.
It's called it's called a Fluffernutter sandwich.
Fluffs and nuts.
Fluffernutter.
Fluffernutter.
All right.
Okay. Let's talk about the prologue.
Right up.
Let's talk about the prologue.
All right, cool.
This was a new synth, obviously, for this year, 2018. Well, last year, if you're watching this after New Year's. Yeah, so it came out in 2 flavors, a 16-voice and an 8-voice. This was somewhat controversial because it seemed like it was a little expensive for the features that were available. It's been in the market for a while. From what I have seen, a lot of people have had issues with tuning on these. And again, this is kind of a thing that's not uncommon with analog synths, but even with today's technology, it seems like there still can be some issues with keeping these things in tune. But for me personally, this was a synth that I had wanted to get. I was planning to get one, and then I ended up getting a Moog One. But what do you guys think of the Prologues?
Well, the Moog One was probably a better choice.
Yeah.
From what I understand, they just released a firmware update that supposedly cleared up that issue. The issue was I think it was the bottom. I think it was the C key, or
yeah, it was like part of the lower octave set. Like there were some issues with. I'm not sure if it was a specific note or if it was a specific range.
It was 2 notes.
Okay.
And apparently, and I got kind of angry at one of the guys while I was watching the video because I was yelling at the screen, going, "Dude, it's analog. Get over it." You know what I mean? But
yeah.
But then I saw another guy post a video. He had the same issue, and then I started listening very closely to both of those comparisons, and it was an issue. And Korg promptly said, "Hey, we're going to fix that."
Yeah, they actually they did say this was a problem, and
yeah. I think the synth is gorgeous. I actually got a chance to play one when I was in New York, and it is nice. But I'll be honest with you, for what it is and what it does, they're trying to compare that to a DSI, and it doesn't even come close to a DSI. So it was a little bit pricey for my taste. So that's just me, and it is beautiful. It's beautifully designed. It sounds really nice.
Yeah.
But there's something about it's got this kind of, it's warm, but yet it's got like this almost tinny sound to it. I don't know if that makes any sense. You'd have to play one yourself. I don't know if you have, Marshall.
Yeah,
Mr. Cowfoot. I don't know if you have.
I was able to get my hands on one at KnobCon, and that after playing one, I was like, I want to buy this. And
okay.
It just so happened that not long after that, we got the Moog One announcement, and I did everything I could to get one of those instead. But I did have this. I was sold on picking one up after playing it.
Well, what I said earlier about it when we reviewed it last, pretty much holds the same. It sounds too good. I don't know, maybe it's the digital oscillators that are working with the analog oscillators or what, but when I hear it, it just sounds really, really good. But that's sort of, in a way, a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing and a bad thing, depending on what you want.
Yeah, for my style of music and the things I do, like, it would be perfect. It's sound palette for me is exactly kind of the things that I like.
Yeah, for trance, that's what I thought.
Oh yeah,
I thought this would be the
great synth for that.
The saws on that are just amazing.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah, but I can understand that, you know, for some, it's a little too clean. It's a little too stable, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but.
Well, it's funny because I was at Sam Ash and I had that. I had 3 DSIs, and I had the Behringer DeepMind 12, and then I had a Modal. Am I saying that right? I don't even know. But I had all of those in front of me, and I got a chance to play every single one of them. And then I went back to the Prologue and a Prologue or whatever the hell it's called, and we're really doing great with names tonight.
Right.
And I was just, I don't know, man. It's just like, maybe you're right. Maybe that's what it was. It just sounded too perfect. Like, and it had this, maybe it was the patches I was checking out, but I'm a pad guy. I love pads. And I was checking it out, and it just kind of had, which is surprising, believe it or not, for me, because I love Korg products, but it had this kind of almost tinny feel to it. With the sounds, the way the oscillators were, I don't know, I just didn't care for it as much. But then again, that's after I played 2 DSIs, an OB6 and a Rev 2. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I would go with the Rev 2 over a Prologue.
Yeah.
But that's me.
And that's okay. That's why we're here. We're just talking about what we like. And all the things from 2018. Yeah, so the funny thing is, there's some people that will say, oh man, why'd you buy the X piece of gear? You're a moron. Whatever. There's none of that here. So,
no.
It's all about personal preference with these instruments. These companies, I think, you know, they do a great job providing these. And there's just been an explosion lately the last few years with affordable synthesizers. And obviously really expensive ones too now. So I'm happy. I'm a happy person because I'm into synthesizers, and it's all about what you prefer.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had somebody say to me, you know, oh, you bought a Behringer DeepMind 12. Why would you want that piece of crap? And I was just like, well, have you heard it? And they're like,
awesome.
Yeah, but it's Behringer. And I go, okay. I don't even know what that means. Apparently,
Right.
in their eyes, Behringer is shit.
Well, that's fine. They don't have to buy one.
I have a lot of Behringer gear in my studio. I just picked up the Behringer 8000 that I'm using. Now I have nice individual channels going besides the Focusrite, going into my my DAW, and I'm able to do individual channels, and I love that. The thing sounds great. It's got the Midas amplifiers in it, and they sound great, the preamps. So, I mean, when somebody said that to me about the DeepMind, I was just like, well, you got to listen to it, man. It's really good. I compared that, believe it or not, now you guys are probably going to yell at me. I compared that to as close, I thought, as to a DSI. The pads sounded amazing. So I thought that sounded better than the Prologue thing. I don't know, that was me.
I'm not going to yell at you.
Good. My mother stopped yelling at me a long time ago. But,
Right. She gave up?
yeah.
Are you trying to tell me my OB6 is a piece of crap? Is that what you're trying to tell me, huh?
No, see, now that, I would never say that, man. That's you need to show your gear off, dude.
Yeah, you need to get some gear behind you.
I agree.
Yeah, so Behringer's done, and we'll talk more about this when we get through the list. But Behringer's doing some cool things. Not everyone is happy about that, but you know, you don't have to buy it if you don't want to. It's okay.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, let's talk about Arturia. Now, Arturia had several things announced this year. we had the the MiniBrute 2 and the MiniBrute True, MiniBrute 2S, along with the racks, and then of course the DrumBrute Impact. I have this guy here. I have the MicroBrute, which I really like it. The MiniBrutes, the new ones here, I don't have any experience with these, but they seem like a great value and they seem to sound pretty good. What do you guys have to say about these?
Well, I have a MicroBrute too. That's actually my first analog buy since overhauling my old studio. And I would say the MiniBrute, the original MiniBrute, is something I would rather have had than the MicroBrute. I think there's a little more tonality to it, a little more work that you can do with it. I mean, you can get a nice sine wave off the sub oscillator on that thing, but I guess the selling point for the 2S is the patch points. So you're getting a nice modular as well as the MiniBrute, kind of with a few more stuff. But I really don't know much more to say about it. So I've not actually had my hands on one.
Yeah, me neither. But I've seen lots of demos online. Boog Beats, he has a pretty good relationship with Arturia, and he's done some pretty cool videos with these. What do you think, Cal or Echo?
I actually thought it was cool. The one that doesn't have, I'm looking at it here, the MiniBrute 2, the one that doesn't have the keyboard. Oh,
the 2S. It's got the sequencer bits instead.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I thought that was kind of cool. Bo did some really cool stuff with that, and that kind of intrigued me. I love Arturia. I can't even talk. I love Arturia stuff. Their stuff is just cool. I have a DrumBrute Impact.
Okay.
I love that little drum machine.
Yeah, I was going to try and that's one thing that I don't know a huge amount about. So what's the verdict on that from an owner?
Well, you get a lot of people that are like comparing that to the DrumBrute, and it's a different little beast. And then you have other people saying, "Oh, it's the entry-level drum machine for the DrumBrute," and I'm like, "Shut up," because it's different. The whole section to the right there, as I'm looking at it right now, that has the FM synthesizer built into it. That thing's pretty cool. I found out a way to program some like fills and things directly into it while you're recording it. That was a firmware update that they just did, and that works really well. I love drum machines. I have like 5 of them, and I really like that little machine. I'm pointing over there because I just racked it up actually over my my monologue.
Better.
And I'm actually thanks. I'm actually gonna sidechain the monologue using that drum machine. It's just cool, man. The snare sound is really cool. The bass drum goes real deep. The sub bass on that is awesome. So you can get some really nice sounds out of it. And after this, I'll shut up. And it's got 4 outputs on the back. You can take the snare drum output, bass drum, hi-hat, and the FM little synthesizer. I have that running out into Hall of Fame pedal that I do some cool stuff with. So yeah, it's a cool little drum machine, and it's all analog. There's nothing digital about it. It sounds really nice and warm. You might want to check it out. For the money, it's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
I've actually heard that
$349.
it's better than the DrumBrute in some ways.
Yeah, the snare. I want to say the
sounds.
snare drum's better. Yes.
Well, so that one of the things that when I was looking at buying either a TR-8 or a DrumBrute, I went with the TR-8, but the main reason was because I didn't like the snare.
Mm-hmm.
So on the DrumBrute. So if they fix that, if it sounds a little better with the impact, that's pretty cool. And the price point here is still really good. It's sub $400 for a drum machine.
Yeah, because there's a next to it. It's you can get like hand claps out of it. That's what it's marked at, I believe, is clap. Am I right in saying that? Yeah, there it is. But that is more like a white noise kind of effect. Mm-hmm. And when you turn up the decay all the way on it, you get some really interesting things. I want to say this, but I know it sounds weird. You get like a Vangelis effect. You know, that kind of like sound that he used on Chariots of Fire, if you've ever listened to that track. But that's what I love about it. It's really analog. I mean, I like the Volca beats, but the Volca beat, just like everybody said, the snare was weak.
Yeah,
you know,
snare
was very weak on that. You know, so
yeah, they actually made mods for that. There was people modding the beat, the beat just for that snare. And I have a beat, and you know, it's an all right machine, but again, the snare is lacking. Like, it's one of the harder sounds to get right on an analog drum machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a TR-8S too, and that thing's just a blast to play with because I feed my own samples into it, which is a lot of fun. One of the jokes was that, you know, Korg came out with the Volca kick, and some of the guys on Sonic State were like, "Oh, what's next? A Volca snare?" And I said, you know, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
It wouldn't be.
Exactly.
You know,
maybe that's one of the new Volcas that's coming out that we don't know about, right?
Well, I don't know about that.
There's some rumors about the Volcas. I don't remember what was. There's two new ones that might be coming out next year. I guess we'll probably find out at NAMM, but.
Well, I actually got a little bit of information on that.
Okay, cool. Then we can talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
But next up, another synth from 2018 that is pretty cool is the Prophet X.
Ooh.
Prophet X. Now,
ooh.
I thought I had it pulled up here. Well, there's a picture of it. Prophet X. There we go. So this is a collaborative synth with 8DO,
yes,
who did the samples, and then there's a analog section for classic synthesis, and you combine those and you get the Prophet X.
Yes.
So this is pretty cool, and it's one of those things where Dave Smith doesn't really like samplers, so it was kind of interesting to see this, but it does sound really good. What do you guys have to say about it?
Well, I got a chance to play one.
You did?
Yes.
I have not. I want to hear this.
It's a beast. It's scary. The way you can layer stuff with it. So you've got the analog engine and you've got this sample engine library. And just being able to combine the things, and 8DO is awesome. They make awesome stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And I didn't even get to tweak anything, man. I was just playing the presets, and I'm sitting there. My buddy Manny was with me, and I'm looking at him going, "Get me away from this effing thing right now," because I'm like, it's $4,000, and I'm sitting there going, "I gotta get out of here. I gotta get away from this thing." And because it's a Dave Smith instrument, the knobs and everything feel really nice. The key bed is gorgeous. It just feels really nice. And there's a dude on Instagram. His name is ProVault. He bought one, and the pads that he gets out of that thing, he creates all his own sounds. I think he has a sound library for it. It just sounds really, really nice.
Didn't they also came out with an XL version, if I remember right? Didn't they come out with like a It was like more geared for like piano players. Like the keys are a little different. I want to say it's white. I could be wrong.
No, that's the. Isn't that the Prophet 12 limited?
I don't remember now. I might be getting this wrong, but I could have sworn it was a revision of the Prophet X. Let me see if I can find something on it.
But if you have a chance to play one, you're gonna fall in love with it.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely going to have my hands on one if I can get one into GC, but I'm not going to be able to afford it. So
Yeah, here
I
it is.
fall in love with it, but I'm not going to be able to afford it.
They do have
My flagship is
Prophet
done.
XL, 76 keys, so it's a little bigger key bed, and it costs a little bit
Oh
more.
yeah.
But yeah, I remember seeing this and looking at it. It's got, like, look at the keys the way they are. They're more of
They
a
look like
piano.
semi-weighted.
Yeah, like piano keys.
fully weighted. It's
Yeah.
got to be fully weighted. Yeah, it makes
Oh, that's
sense.
nice. Yeah, because it's geared really towards, like, the performing musician. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
It's really nice, man. That was actually cool. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, I thought, I was like, am I crazy or did I? No, it's real. It's a thing. So, good. Good.
Well,
fun.
when you mentioned the white one, I was thinking of the new limited edition Prophet 12.
Yeah, okay, that may be what I saw that was white from them, but for some reason, yeah. Anyway, the XL is real. It's just not white.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
guess.
cool.
I think the limited edition usually marks the end of their line with a synth. So if that's the case, we won't see those for sale any longer. The Prophet 12s. We'll see. Maybe that's changed. Who knows?
Well, it's cool because ever since Dave Smith got the chance to buy back Sequential's name,
Yeah.
the guy's been like on fire coming out with stuff, man, which is awesome. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's really cool that Yamaha did that and gave him back the sequential name. I don't think they gave him any fuss about it at all. And it's, in my opinion, it's like the least they can do. This man is the one that gave us MIDI,
Yeah.
for free. And yeah, he's a
Guy's a friggin' legend, man.
yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So some Roland gear came out. The TR-8S. So this was the update to the TR-8, and when the TR-8 came out, everyone went bonkers, but had some limitations that people weren't too happy about, and seemed like Roland addressed these with the TR-8S. What do you guys have to say about this guy?
I own it.
That's a good thing. So what do you think?
Yeah,
I
love it.
Had you owned an 8 previously, or?
Yeah, I have a TR-8 too. I'm looking at it.
Okay, so
I'm a former drummer, man. So I'm like all about drum machines. I freaking love drums. So the only thing I haven't got my hands on was a Tempest, and that scares me. But go ahead.
So I'm curious because I have a TR-8,
yeah,
and
me as well.
comparing that to the TR-8S, when it comes to the effects section and outputs, what would you say is the winner of the two? The 8S or the 8?
I'm gonna say the 8S.
Okay.
Because I think there's pretty sure I haven't looked behind the thing. There's there's 2 more outputs than there is on the so there's 4 outputs. Yeah, there's 4. I'm looking at this right now. The TR-8, there's 4 outputs. I believe there's 2 more outputs on the TR-8S. It has a master effects section, and it also has, you can put effects on each individual drum if you want to as well, which is kind of cool. The big thing for me was being able to sample my own stuff.
Yeah,
That's
huge.
what I liked about it.
That seemed
Sampling it's not a direct sample though. Like you can't just plug stuff into it and sample. That's kind of a bummer. You have to put it on an SD card from your computer and then put it in. But whatever. Once they're in there, they're in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And as far as what's really cool about it is it has 8 what do you call them? Kind of like preset sections where you can actually program up to 8 different patterns and switch in between them. So you can actually basically, you could do a whole set with that thing live and have different patterns creating for different songs.
And that makes sense because I think they geared it towards live performance, the way the controls are. And from what I've heard people say about it, it's amazing for live use. Yeah,
and the cool thing about it was I got was it, how's the name of that thing in Berlin? I'm getting old, guys. My brain's dead right now. Anyway, I was featured at Super Booth in Berlin playing this thing live in my studio. I had put it up on my YouTube page, and Roland US actually got a hold of it, and I was featured up on a big screen in one of the Roland booths at Super Booth in Berlin. So that was kind of cool.
That is cool.
And
nice.
Yeah, and I was just I had just taken it out of the box and plugged it in and said, okay, I'm going to play around with this thing. I didn't even load any of my samples into it. I just used what it came with, and it comes with a boatload of stuff: synthesizers, metal hits, flutes, human voices. It's crazy the shit that it comes with.
So it comes with actually some usable samples? You would find usable?
Absolutely. And the cool thing is because you can run them through this filters too. You have different filters built into it as well. So you can run it through filters. You can pan it left or right. It's killer. Don't get me wrong. I play with that. I use it in some of my music, but my TR-8, this drum machine is just, there's something about this thing. It's almost like having an original TR-808, like the way it was designed. This was designed for playability as well, so I really have a lot of fun with this thing, and I know it like the back of my hand. I'm still learning about the TR-8S, because it's full of stuff. I mean,
so you're using both. You're not.
I use both, yeah.
Are you using one? Are you still using the 8 more than the 8S at this point, while you're learning?
No, the interesting thing, I actually use 3. I use the DrumBrute Impact. I use the TR-8S, but I use the TR-8 as my main beatbox, I guess you'd call it. That's the system that I go to, and then I add little things from those other drum machines to complement it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But one of the things that I really like about the TR-8S is being able to go in and say how I want my fills to go. So the fill programmability is a little bit better than they are on the TR-8. So that's kind of cool. You should definitely check it out, man. As soon as I saw it, I went, I'm buying that. Like, I didn't even give it 2 thoughts. I actually called up my guy at Guitar Center and said, order me one of those right now.
So, and it's nice to hear that it doesn't seem like the TR-8 still's perfectly fine, and even if you get an 8S, you don't need to sell your 8.
A lot of people do, and I don't understand why. Like, I was thinking about it, and I said, well, I'm not going to get rid of it yet until I actually play with both of them. Mm-hmm. And then I just kind of found myself saying, well, I can't do this with the TR-8, but I can add that sound using the TR-8S. And I said, screw that, man. I'm keeping this thing because it just sounds good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the flexibility, it's easy to use, you know.
Now, with the 8S, one last quick question: does it have motion control or motion record? So
yes,
it does. Awesome.
Yes, that's another. I'm glad you brought that up. That is freaking awesome. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, the cool thing about that is being able to, so you can turn it off and on too. It doesn't have to be something that you. So once you record something, you're like, oh shit, I'm stuck with that. You know what I mean? You can actually turn it off if you don't want to use it on a particular part. So say you take a tom sound and you tune it up. So as it's playing, it goes do 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 do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
you could have that go through a few bars and then just turn it off, and then do it again later, or program it into one of the banks that allows you to actually create patterns for songs. So you could just hit that bank with just that one pattern or fill that you did with the motion record and get away with it that way. It's really flexible. There's a lot of really cool things you can do.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good news. The 8S is something that I would like to get eventually. Definitely.
Plus, it's pretty.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm glad that they dropped the green trim.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's definitely a better looking machine than the TR-8. But
it's sleeker too. Like
yeah.
the way the design of it is very thin.
Yeah.
Plus, it's the other cool thing. I know this sounds goofy, but you don't have to stick with the colors that are on there. You can, if you want. Like I saw one guy had all his buttons and all his faders purple and blue.
Yeah,
so you can actually change the colors as well.
Yeah, the LED lighting is adjustable, which is pretty cool. I would find that pretty useful for automatically knowing that one's my kick, that one's my snare, and being able to color code sounds, that way. That's how I would probably end up using that.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So good on Roland for that. Like to see them do some other stuff, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's talk about the Yamaha MODX. Echo, I think last time we talked about this, you called it the MODX.
No. You guys kept calling it Smurf Dick.
Like,
Smurf Dick with the super knob. I got in trouble. Somebody was not too happy about our comments about that.
well, it came up again. So here we go.
He said, you could just turn the light off on that. And I was like, I did not know that because I don't have one, but thank you for letting me know. So obviously this was something that we weren't huge fans of, but I can see the FM engine alone in it seemed to be pretty awesome, and it's basically the more stripped down version of the Montage, correct?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, you also could change the color of the light, I believe, to blue to like orange or something like that. Or
yeah, which is fine. It's one of those things where obviously it's kind of cheesy and gimmicky a little bit, and we were making fun of it. Again, guys, if you like the Yamaha MODX, go buy one. It's okay. So, but it
but
sorry.
the FM is what stands out to me with it. That's
again?
what seems like the FM aspects of it seems like that's where I would want to like know more about it or just get more involved with it.
Yeah.
If I were
they did have a
in the market
pretty good presence on YouTube. They sent these out to a lot of different YouTubers, so there are a lot of demos. I'm not sure how in depth people have gotten into like digging into, say, for example, the FM engine. But Cowfoot, have you seen anything that's?
I saw Richard Devine did some work with it, and he seems to endorse it. So
really,
yeah, believe
amazing.
it or not, yeah, he is. He's extremely big and modular for the most part, but he's also endorsed the DeepMind 12. So I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I have a lot of respect for him, man. He's awesome.
Yeah,
you guys ever see that video, that movie, I Dream in Wires or something like that?
It's the documentary.
Oh,
Yeah, he's in that. It's really good. Sorry.
That's fine.
So, Calfu, do you see yourself picking up a MODX eventually?
No. I have a Digitone. I have a Volca FM. I don't really see my FM expanding. And I'm not a performance keyboardist, so
yeah,
no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. You know, like I said before on the show last time when City in Ruin. By the way, he's not here, is he? No, he left the building. But anyway, I had to throw that out there because he was supposed to be here.
Oh yeah, that's okay. We'll get him in next time.
Maybe.
Okay.
So anyway, I had said that I owned a Motif, and I was big into all-in-one workstations at one time, and I remember I sold all of my analog stuff because, you know, that wasn't the thing to have. You didn't do analog anymore. You did digital shit. And, you know, when I saw this come out, I had my share. I liked the motif. It was cool. I did a lot of work with it. I did some commercial work with it and stuff, and that's what it was designed for. But, you know, when I saw this, I was like, can Yamaha, can you just come out with something badass like you did years ago with like a CS or something like that, like something, not these little rinky-dink things that was supposed to be modeled after your old stuff. What were those called? The Pretenders? What were they called?
The Reface? Is that...
Yeah.
The Pretenders.
Reface. I know I'm horrible. I know. I'm a horrible human. But
no, that's kind of funny.
But, you know, do you know what I'm saying, though? Like, they have such, you know, technology at their fingertips, and they have the resources, and it's like, I just wish they would come out with something badass, you know what I mean? And not in, you know, hey, I'm a songwriter, here's an all-in-one thing. You know, there's songwriters that do shit like we do with not an all-in-one thing, you know what I mean? That's just me. I don't know. I just wish they would do something like that, because they're a great company. Yamaha's amazing. Yeah. You know? So.
You know, the all-in-one stuff, I don't understand that. You're kind of limiting yourself, I think. Especially nowadays when you can buy, like, a whole bunch of pretty inexpensive synthesizers and sound modules, and you have so much more to work with that way.
Well, Marshall, I mean, the thing is that kills me is, you know, we have technology today with a goddamn iPad and you know, a computer where we have in-the-box production, you know, tools, you know, and they're putting it in a keyboard. And I'm like, dude, this is like 1990s technology. You know, why don't you guys create something that's going to just blow everybody's mind? Because, what was it, the CS80? That synthesizer was used so much, you know, back in the day. It's so sought after today. It's like thousands of dollars to buy a used one, you know. I just don't understand why they don't do that. I don't get it.
Well, there is a clone out, the Deckard's Dream, if you've heard of that.
Yeah. I have, yeah.
So,
but again, it's not Yamaha, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right, yeah.
It took somebody else to say, hey, Yamaha, we're going to do it since you suck at it, so we're going to do it, you know what I mean? You know,
I don't
know. He making Smurf dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Smurf pecker.
I will tell you, though, I played a Yamaha baby grand piano, really one of their high-end ones, and the thing was amazing. It sounded amazing. So, I mean, they make great stuff, like the MODX, MODX, whatever it's called. It's a solid piece of equipment. I played it. I tried it out. I mean, it's made really well. But again,
and City and Ruin was pretty happy with it. He seemed to really like it.
Well, because Zach's really like an in the box kind of guy anyway. Like he creates music with his computer. You know what I mean? And to me, that's kind of what you just said earlier, Marshall. It's kind of like, you know, you can be limited. So, I mean, I know a lot of people that will buy a Mac or a PC and they'll load it up with, you know, some type of DAW, and whatever synthesizers that DAW comes with, that's it.
Yeah.
They don't go outside the box. They don't buy anybody else's shit. They don't download, you know, any plugins for it. They're just in the box. That's where they stay. That's where they live. And after a while, it gets kind of sterile. And I start hearing, it kills me when I'm watching TV and I hear like a commercial of a GarageBand freaking loop, and I go, really? You got paid how much money to do this, you prick?
Are you
know
serious?
What I mean?
I've never used GarageBand, but you've actually heard loops from GarageBand air on TV?
I can't even tell you, and this is the honest God's truth, I can't even tell you how many people are getting paid big money using GarageBand free loops.
Interesting.
It's disgusting.
No, it's good to know.
Yeah, I guess that maybe I should get GarageBand so I get paid. I got some good loops in there.
We bought.
Don't do that.
I'm just kidding. But I remember when I was early into learning music production, and I used to use Reason, and that was an in-the-box type thing. There was no way to really add anything else to it until much later when they came out with Record and eventually combined that into the Reason.
But Reason was cool.
It was cool because they had several different sound modules.
Yeah.
And they sounded pretty okay, but eventually, to me, it all kind of sounded very similar, and I really wanted to expand. And at that point, that's when I jumped over to Pro Tools and started buying hardware and plugins and really expanding things. And I would use Reason in conjunction with those things. So it wasn't like I stopped using it.
Right.
But that's what I think that you could potentially run into with a workstation keyboard solution.
Yeah, and the only problem with that is you can't plug shit into it. You know what I mean? You can't buy plugins for the workstation. You can't. I mean, I used to use Propellerhead stuff too. I love their stuff. Reason's awesome. The new Reason's awesome. You know what I mean?
Now you can use plugins in it.
Yeah.
It's like a real DAW now.
Yeah. No, it really is. And you can actually record into it, which I used to frustrate the shit out of me because I always wanted to do that.
I would say that their interface needs a little bit of work. It's a little messy in there. Well, I haven't seen 10. But if it looks like the last several iterations, it's kind of messy. But that was a big deal. We used to not be able to use plugins and used to not be able to record audio into it. And they've changed all that now. And the whole point, though, is expandability is something that you're probably going to want eventually. If a MODX is something that you're interested in, totally cool. But eventually, if that's the only thing you have, you may find yourself wanting to add things later.
True.
And I'm not sure how much were these costing, like $1,200 or something. They weren't a huge amount of money, and the sound quality seemed really good. The demos, they had some really good bread and butter type sounds.
Yeah, the mothership one was that was what? That was like, wasn't that like $39.99? The big one. I'm thinking of the Montage. I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, the Montage was expensive.
Yeah, the Montage was like $4,000 or $5,000 or something.
Yeah.
So here we go. So they have three
of them.
3 different revisions of the MODX as a 61 key version for $12.99, 76 key $14.99, and an 88 key for $18.99. That's pretty incredible, actually.
And it's not even analog.
It's not, but with that massive FM engine, I guess from what I had heard though is that the main difference between this and a Montage is sample rate. You're not going to get a higher sample rate. I'm not sure what the Montage goes to, but that was what I had heard was the kind of one of the main differences. Obviously, build quality is a little different. These are mostly plastic and pretty lightweight as well, which is pretty good, I guess, if you're a gigging musician and you were going to take one of these out. That may be something you want anyways.
I see Casio as their main competition, but I mean, in general, those boards look like they're great for just doing houses of worship or just live performance type things.
Yeah, weddings
that kind of thing. It'd be perfect setup for that kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Or if you're endorsed by them and you're some big gigantic band and they're like, here, have 3 of these on stage,
Yeah.
I'm all set.
Okay, so let's talk about the OPZ. This was the long-awaited, I guess, it's not really an OP1, but kind of.
I don't get it.
Yeah. So I don't know a huge amount about Teenage Engineering. I have one of the speaks. That's about all I have from them. The OP1.
I like that.
I haven't really used it much. It's pretty cool. Workflow is a little weird, but I tend to use it. Although I still think I prefer this. I still prefer this for speech synthesis. This is my favorite thing.
That's awesome. Is that circuit bent?
It is. It is a circuit bent speak and read.
That's cool.
But this little guy right here is pretty good. But this is something that is interesting. The OPZ, it has no screen, and what you do is you utilize your cell phone, and that becomes your screen for control and operation. And I'm told that you can do pretty much everything from the interface on here, and it's pretty intuitive. I don't know if you guys have seen any of Magpie's videos on this.
I love that guy.
That guy's hilarious.
Yeah, he's interesting. I like him too.
He's so friggin' funny, man.
So he did a pretty good walkthrough and breakdown of this, and he seemed to think it was pretty cool. The only thing he kept kind of complaining about was this little yellow knob on the end over here, that it would get broken off or something possibly. But the interesting thing is the OP1. There was some news about this as well this year recently, actually, and many people were thinking that it was discontinued. Well, it's been actually.
Oh my God.
It has not been officially discontinued. What's happened, from what I understand, is that the screens that they make for this thing have gone out of production, and I'm not sure if that's a permanent thing or a temporary thing. And I think
that's an OLED screen, isn't it?
I don't know for sure. I think it was something that was used in a specific phone of some kind. Is a similar type of screen or the same screen, and it's gone out of production. And I'm not sure if they're working on revamping this or getting a different screen that would work as well. But it has not been canceled. It's been production has been suspended.
So did you see that one that was being sold for $8,000 on eBay?
Yeah. I did.
I saw one was going for like $5,000. I didn't see one for $8,000, but I did see people immediately, as soon as this happens, people were posting their OP1s for insane prices. And I think we're probably going to see him again.
The guy who bought that, but the guy who bought that, though, I just was like, you're an idiot. I just, come on, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they may not have understood what was happening. I think we'll see these again. So I would recommend probably don't go pay $8,000 for one. I always thought they were overpriced at $800.
No, me too.
But
me too.
$8,000. Wow, come on. We'll probably see him again.
I think it'll be a V2. I think it's gonna be a version 2.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's my thought.
Well, the other thing was also, like, I watched a lot of the heavy duty YouTubers. You know, they were all saying that. They were all posting videos that the OP1's been discontinued, and all of a sudden I went back on some of their webpage, their channels again, and that video had been pulled, and I was just laughing my ass off. I'm like, jumping the gun, kids.
Yeah.
Not a good thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I always wait when I hear stuff like that before I open my mouth, you know?
If it's a product announcement or launch, that's something that you're probably safe with doing. A cancellation or discontinued, sometimes you can get in trouble, like in this case.
Yeah.
But yeah, the OPZ, I think this may be part of the reason why they decided to not put a screen on this. Possibly.
What's the price of that?
It's not that much. I think it's $600.
It's still a lot of money.
That's a lot.
It's less than the OP1. Let me see. OPZ.
I think you can program it with an iPad or a computer.
Yeah, $5.99 on Sweetwater. Yeah, I mean, the only thing about this for me is, like, the OP1 had an appeal in that it had that nice screen, and it was a little mini workstation. Although we just got done shitting on workstations, this is just I would see this as more like for fun. I would not.
People that actually created full-blown albums using that thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I would do that, but
me either.
Every now and then, I hop on an airplane, and it would be fun to have something like this to jam out on a 4-hour flight to the East Coast that I visit once a year usually. So I had considered getting one. It's like $800. I don't know.
You could do a Korg Electribe and get the same results. I mean,
yeah, are those pretty big though? Aren't they like twice the size?
No, it's a little bit bigger, but the cool thing, they're a hell of a lot cheaper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they run on batteries as well, from what I understand, right? The new Electribes.
I'm not sure. I haven't actually really looked into it.
I'm not sure either.
But
and I think the odd thing about that Z too is you have to use like I think Legos to utilize the knobs.
Yeah.
There's like a little jack for the special Lego piece that goes in there. It's like a
you know what that reminds me of? You know when you put a desk together and you have those screws, you got to put the screw in and you turn it and it locks it'll lock like the desk piece down and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what those remind me of. I looked at this. Cuckoo actually did a whole thing on it. I guess he helps them develop stuff. Teenage Engineering. I like him. He's really cool. And I watched the whole video and I just didn't get it. I don't know.
I don't know that I get it either. I think I would need to have some time with one. But again, this is probably not. It's probably not something for me. And the disappointing thing is, if the OP1 actually does go away forever, yeah, I mean, I don't think I would buy this. It doesn't have a screen, and I don't like the idea of using my phone as a screen.
Right.
The biggest issue with the OP1 for me was that it has a built-in battery. You can't replace it.
Oh.
Or there is a way to do it, but you have to really get in
really?
there.
I didn't know that.
And maybe even desolder some wires to get that battery out.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know that either.
And that's what I was like, I'm not so sure I want this, because after so many recharges, it's not going to be a working thing. Although maybe it will work with USB only. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Plus, I do. I mean, I like Teen Engineering stuff. I like the I got a couple of pocket operators. I think they're awesome. That's why I asked you about the Speak, Marshall, because I was looking at the Knockout.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about picking one of those up. Those are cool.
Yeah, the Speak's pretty cool. I need to use it more. But
back to the OPZ, I'm not sure if it also has a battery as well.
I don't know, actually.
And if so, is it in the same situation as the OP1? That I don't know.
It does say, well, it says battery powered, but it doesn't say if it's an internal battery.
Gotcha.
Or if it's something that you just add a couple of, it's pretty thin, so I don't know what kind of battery you would put in there.
It's probably a LiPo. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm
like
not certain.
Like a phone battery or something like that, or something thin.
Multiple phone battery type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully replaceable, but by hand.
I hope they bring the OP1 back, and I hope they bring it back.
I do too. I like the sound of the OP1. I really, really like it.
Yeah, the OP1 does sound awesome.
And the idea of it is really cool. I just hope that they bring it back and they don't charge $800 for it. If they got it to like where the OPZ is, I probably would have bought one already. $800. Yeah.
Yep. That's right.
Anyway, that's one man's opinion. Again, if you disagree, that's okay. If you spent $8,000 on a used OP1, congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, so moving along, we got the Waldorf Quantum. This is a synthesizer that yours truly pre-ordered back in June, I think. Still haven't received it, but these are shipping this year. There's folks in the European countries have had these. Wait
a minute. You ordered one of those?
Oh yeah, I pre-ordered one way before even the Moog One was announced. Yeah.
That's a great synthesizer, man.
I am so excited for this. I can't wait to get a hold of it. And I can tell you that there's a YouTuber who has some fantastic demos of this. There have been some bad demos of this. But if you look for Cosma, that's CO5MA. So instead of an S,
I've seen his stuff.
His stuff is amazing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it.
He's really showing off how granular synthesis can be utilized with this platform. I'm excited to get a hold of one. This, I think, is another one of the top releases this year. And
it's pretty.
It's pretty. It's huge. Like it's unashamedly digital with analog filters. And
yeah, but it's Waldorf, man.
Yeah,
they make great stuff.
Now, I got a few things to say about it. I mean, I've seen some people try to compare it to the Blofeld, and I'm like, okay, I think this is 10 times more than a Blofeld.
Yeah, it has the Blofeld sounds, like it can do those,
right?
And then like way more,
dude.
Like, way more,
dude. That's like comparing a Mother 32 to a Moog One. Come on, man. That's
right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great analogy.
And from what I understand, I mean, what you've got on your hands when it finally arrives will be the ultimate in ambient music in pads.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to make a lot of like background textures with that. That's where I would put that in the mix.
To me, it's like a hardware version of Omnisphere. Is what this seems like to me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just tickled, and I can't wait to get a hold of one.
But it's going to be a lot of deep diving for you, though.
Yeah.
So you're going to be spending lots of hours behind that.
Well,
and that's the fun. That's the fun of it, I think.
You'll be surprised though. Like one thing that I liked about Waldorf stuff, because I've had a couple of Waldorf products, and their stuff's pretty. It's intuitive in a way. I can't even understand. I can't really try to describe it, because you start playing with their stuff, and it's almost like you go, oh, wait a minute, and then you'll do something else, and you go, oh, that's kind of cool. They're weird instruments, man. They really are. And I've had two. I had the Pulse, which was a rack mount unit, and I'm trying to think of the other one. It was yellow, and it was big, and it had all these red knobs and.
Oh, is that the microwave, or is that something else?
Microwave.
That's
it.
Was that a Waldorf synth?
Yes, that thing was killer. That was such a cool synthesizer, and again, I should just blow my brains out of all the stuff that I got rid of and sold, because that was a great synthesizer. I'm pretty sure it was the microwave, and it had a big.
Yeah, this guy.
Really cool, like graphics on it too.
Is this the one?
That's it.
Yeah.
The XT. That's
and
the
there's
one.
a rack version of it here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great synth, man.
That's in the Quantum and the Blofeld. I'm sure that whole engine is in both of those.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the Quantum is like the ultimate Waldorf. It's got everything from them, and then new things like the granular synthesis and the resonator and all these kinds of things. They can even do speech synthesis, I found out recently.
It also has a great effects unit in it too, right? Like it has a ton of cool effects, right?
Yeah, and multiple filters. You have the analog filters, plus there's digital filters in there, and they can be ran in parallel or in series. And it's going to be a lot of fun to sound design with that thing. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I'm
excited to see it. Yeah, I want to see these. You should have Waldorf Wednesdays.
Waldorf Wednesdays. Yes, that might be a thing. Well, if I ever see it, I've been waiting. It seems like every time they say it's going to be this month, and then I call them, and they're like, I got pushed to next month. So eventually, though, it will get here. And there's the saying that good things come to those who wait, and I'm expecting good things from that synthesizer.
Be really cool too if you put the Moog One and that like butted next to each
back
other.
To back.
Just,
yeah. Well, that's like the ultimate duo between with having both of those is going to be a lot of fun. And the cool thing is, one thing I want to do also with the One is there's another synth called the One, but it's called the Uno synth, and having some fun play on words between those two synths would be fun too. So
that would be interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
So last one I think I have I think this is the last one I had on my list here. We have the Medusa that came out this year. This
Dreadbox.
This seemed to get a little less love than I would have expected, because you have the Dreadbox is a great brand, and they make some fantastic analog synths.
I always wanted a Nix.
Oh yeah, that's my flagship of the mono synths that I own. That thing is amazing.
You have a Nix?
Yes, a Nix and an Erebus.
Oh, I'm jealous.
There you go. Well, you got
The Nix.
Matrix Brute. I'll trade you. What do you think?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But yeah,
No, the Nix is nice.
but the Medusa, have you guys heard or seen anything about this guy at all?
Yeah, Behringer has a video out. It kind of goes over why it's got such a bad rap, which it shouldn't have a bad rap.
Yeah, I don't think it should either.
But I will say that it has its own sound, and it's not a sound that from the demos I've heard anyway, works for me. And I thought that was ironic coming from Dreadbox. So, I mean, almost everything Dreadbox has put out is something that I thought has been just the shit. But this particular unit, I haven't heard a good demo of it yet. And it is pretty spendy. It's like $1,200, I think.
Is it that much?
Yes, Polyend does the pads on it, and Dreadbox
Oh,
did the.
It's
synth.
$999. I think that's a euro symbol. I get those confused with the pound symbol sometimes. That's a euro, right? Over here?
Yes.
You guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1,200 US
Yeah.
is about those more.
That's a little expensive, but this is kind of a cool design. I like the way it looks. The pad idea over here seems pretty cool. Yeah, I'm surprised this hasn't been more popular.
Well, I think it was long awaited too, because they came out with the first version of it, and then that got panned, and then they came out with this version of it, and this is the final version, obviously. But I saw Gaz Williams, he owns one, and I saw him doing some stuff with it on his channel. And again, like Mr. Cowfood, like I think Dreadbox makes cool stuff. Their modulars are really cool too. I just didn't. The problem with me is, dude, I don't like these. These Novation pad looking things. I have a real problem with stuff like that. So, because I look at it, my brain goes mental. I go, okay, so everything's lit up white. Which is what, and how do I use it? I don't. Maybe I'm just being stupid about it, but
that's okay. So you're not really a big fan of the pad interface on here.
Yeah, I just that's. When I first saw the Matrix Brute, I went, oh, God, no, why did they have to do that? And then when I realized that was the patching matrix, I went,
yeah,
oh, fuck.
That's like brilliant.
Dope. You know what I mean?
That's a brilliant design in the Matrix Brute. I love that. The patch matrix is cool. So, I mean,
I watch some videos on it and stuff, but I still don't kind of understand, the playing surface is that lit up square thing, right? The pad thing, right?
Right.
Okay.
It's a keyboard, and it's also a sequencer.
Okay.
As far as I know.
Yeah, I didn't really care the way I love the Erebus. I love the Nix. The Nix's reverb sounds ridiculous. It just blows my mind when I hear that thing. This just didn't do anything for me. So, but to each his own, right?
Well, it seems like you're not alone in that mindset. Seemed like it didn't do a lot for a lot of people, I guess, which is sad. But But
there's been a lot of bad reviews and people just trolling on Sweetwater. They have it for sale on Sweetwater. So I think if you want to get the U.S. dollars on it,
let me pull that up.
But there's just been a bunch of troll reviews, and like I said, that guy Behringer goes over why it's got a bad rap and why it shouldn't have one, and he ended up buying it where it was just a review item for him, but he decided to keep it and pay for it out of pocket. But whether or not that's true, I'm assuming that is. But
So at the moment, they're apparently out of stock, but coming back on January 2nd. Demo version, though, for 1079. Those of you who are interested. Hey, look at that. I know that guy.
Mark Dowdy.
Mark Dowdy.
Yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend. And it's funny, he's wearing a Boog shirt.
Yeah.
Doesn't he work for them now?
He works for Booklet, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him at the, he was at NobCon at the Bookla booth. I didn't get to say hi to him. He was pretty busy, but I did see him there, the Bookla booth.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
You know what's cool about Mark is you can email Mark and ask him anything, and he will get back to you.
And he is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to synthesis.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you see that whole thing he did on Poly? He did this whole, on his channel, he did this whole thing on Poly synths. And
yeah. I did see that.
I really done really well. And the origin about Poly music, and it was done really well, man. It was very cool.
And he makes the argument that a synthesizer like the Matrix Brute is actually polyphonic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Versus paraphonic, I think would be the debate. Right.
Yeah.
Well, he explains all that too, like paraphonic and polyphonic, the differences, and he kind of laughs at the name paraphonic. He pretty much says that's not real.
It's not a real thing.
Yeah. So he's cool, man. He's got a lot of knowledge. That's why I like watching his stuff. He went off on the Volcas when they first came out. He did this whole freaking series on Volcas, you know. So it's kind of cool.
So I guess speaking of the Volcas, we can kind of get into a little bit of the 2019 predictions, things that we think we might see next year. And Echo, I think you said you had some information on that.
So I went online. I did a video blog. I'm trying to do more videoing on YouTube, like a podcast thing, since I have a hard time getting Zach to join me. So I've been doing a lot of stuff by myself, and I did the last YouTube thing I did. I was researching while I was live, and I came across this guy who said that these new Volcas are coming out. So I'm like, well, you know, it's a lot of hearsay, a lot of things you see, you know, popping up at around NAMM time. So I did a little more research, and today actually somebody had posted from Korg saying that it is real, it's going to happen. There is a digital drum machine coming out, and the new thing is it's a modular. And I looked at the pictures and stuff, and I didn't really understand how it works, but I'm very curious about it because it looks really cool. And they look definitely different than any of the other Volcas. Even the keyboard on the modular system doesn't really have keys. It has these interesting, like, you know, like the CV gates. Wow, that was cool.
Sorry, I was trying to pull up, I had seen, I was trying to find some pictures of these because there's been some pictures leaked of what these look like, and I don't seem to have them. But Dallas Jamming on YouTube, she did a video on these as well. And if you remember last year, I think it was last year at NAMM, the gentleman from Korg had that case full of Volcas, and there was 2 empty spots. And they're like, oh, that means there's going to be 2 more. I can't say anything. And it would make sense. I think these are probably real.
Yeah, well, like I said, I just found out today. I'm trying to find it. I just found out today that somebody said that this is real. These are real. And I said, cool. So I'm like looking forward to seeing them when I go to NAMM. I got my little map all mapped out of the first places that I'm going to because this freaking convention is massive. I couldn't believe 3 floors and 3 buildings at the Anaheim Convention Center. So Korg is definitely one of the booths that I'm going to. I got a really cool invitation from Strymon.
Oh, cool.
They said, hey, hey, Echo, you know, if you're going, please definitely come by and say hello to us. So I'm having a bunch of Echo Craft T-shirts printed up. The hoodies were a little expensive, but I'm going to probably pass those out to some of the people there. And if I run into some people, I'm probably going to try to sneak in an interview or two for the YouTube channel. But I'm definitely going to the Korg booth to check out their stuff, because the other two things that leaked, may I say that?
Yeah.
Is the Mini-Loog or Mini-Loog X, I think, or something like that it's called. Have you seen that, Marshall?
No, this is all new to me. I did not know that.
I have not heard of this either.
Okay. Let's see if I can pull this.
What is it
Is this
called?
a racked mini log?
No, sir. This is it's dark gray. Let's see. Trying to find it. X. Is it XCL or XD? There it is. Mini-Loog XD has been leaked. It's actually dark gray or black.
I found a Reddit post. Let's see. Is this what we're looking
That's
for?
it. That's it. But I'm also seeing it now on other pages as well. Gear Sluts just posted it.
So
Elektronauts posted it.
what's this supposed to give us above the original mini log? You know?
Yes. So on Reddit, the Reddit one that I saw, if I can pull that up. Yeah, I can't even see that. Now, okay. So it has the custom digital oscillators like the Prologue.
Oh, okay.
And if you look at it, the what do you call it? The little like pitch control that they had, that is now, it looks like a joystick. And
it does.
looks like it's,
oh my god, I didn't even notice that until right now.
Yeah, it also
that
looks
is a
like
little joystick there.
it's got more, the sequencer's designed like the Mono-Loog, where you actually have more buttons now instead of that little 4-button, 6-button or 8-button section on the side.
Hmm.
Nice.
And it's definitely different. So I'm curious to see. It's obviously the Mini-Loog, a log, whatever the frig it's called, is evolving. Which I love mine. I still play it. I just love the motion sequencing on it, that I can record motion stuff. You know,
it makes me wonder. I mean, the Prologue is out. I mean, it seems like it's the same kind of thing as the Prologue in this case.
Yeah, and there's no mention of price yet either. So yeah, that looks pretty good.
We'll definitely have to see what Korg has for us, and Echo. Hopefully, you can get some good coverage of some of that stuff if it is real.
There's a bigger picture. If you go to Elektronauts, there's a much bigger picture of it, and there's two screens. There's the oscillator screen and the OLED screen that they had, and it looks like the same thing that's on the Prologue. It looks like, yeah, you're going to be able to go in and actually see what you're tweaking. So that's kind of interesting.
So it's Elektron Knots?
Yeah, it's spelled with a K, so it's ELEK Tron AUTS, and it's a larger photo, so you can actually see it a little bit better.
All right, let's see. Is it on the main page here, or do I need to?
I just Googled it and then I typed it in. I just clicked on images.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's actually on their main page.
Yeah, here, I think I found it.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Unless it's
So
a
it's kind
fake.
of cool.
I think it's real.
Huh.
It's probably real. We shall
Yeah,
see.
I think it's real. I think it's real. I think, and it's funny because like a lot of times, like I'm not a big fan of Gear Sluts. I've had some bad experiences with their website.
Oh, really?
But there's a lot of cool stuff. I know like a lot of the guys that are on there and the girls that are on there, they actually, when they get a leak, like it's real, it's legit. So this is probably more legit, probably, I don't know, than anything so far, except for the Volcas. So yeah.
Interesting. So that'll be fun to see what happens in 2019 with Korg. We also know that Behringer's in full pursuit with several clones that will hopefully show up next year sometime in 2019. The RD808, we've seen working demos, prototypes of those at trade shows. I saw one at NobCon this year. They also unveiled at that show the RD909, the TR909 clone. They showed the case off of it, basically. So maybe we'll see at least maybe a working one of those pretty soon. And obviously the Korg, I almost said the Korg Odyssey because that's what they've been out for a while. But Behringer's has an Odyssey clone that has some demos already showing up online, and it's in early stages of production. So that's definitely coming out soon. I don't know if it'll be next year or not, but yeah, with the Behringer stuff, we'll probably see several things come out next year. What do you guys think about that?
Power to them. I'm down with clones. But the thing is, I guess, I mean, I'm most interested in the MS-101, just from the standpoint that that's been one of my favorite synths of all time, is SH-101. But
and you own the boutique version, right?
I do. So the O1A. But
what do you think of that?
I'm not sure. The O1A?
Yeah.
I think it gets pretty close, but not quite there.
Okay.
I've had a 101 and I know what it should sound like, but it doesn't quite get to that level.
Okay.
And it's something that this level that I have been missing. So
okay.
It's one of the regrets of selling gear. One of the gears that I wish I'd never sold.
Yeah.
So
well, if you go on to B-Boy Tech Report, he's the one that I just said that he's been actually using a beta version of it.
Right.
And I've been watching a lot of his demos, and I'm pretty sure that Ken Flex has one as well, because I've seen stuff on his channel.
So
yeah, man,
Calfood,
it looks pretty cool.
Let me ask you, Calfood, and what aspect is the O1A not fulfilling your needs? If there's a way to explain it, I don't know if there is, but if you can, I'd love to hear, because then we can hopefully see when the MS-101 comes out, if it is able to do those things.
It has to do with, well, I'm pretty sure it has to do with the filter. The filter is really close, but it has a higher range or something to that effect on the O1A.
It should be pretty apparent then whether or not the Behringer clone will.
Oh yeah,
nail it.
I know I know what to listen for.
Yeah,
it's in the artifacts. Maybe I should put it that way. The formants and the artifacts that happen with that thing. If they're lacking, I'll know, or if they're there, I'll know.
Well, I will await your feedback on that when it comes out. Hopefully next year. We'll see. Here's another one that we'll definitely probably see pretty soon. The VC340. Remember, this was teased, and this is on Synthtopia. This came out just today, today. That this is in pre-production, and it will be sub $1,000.
I don't believe it.
Yes, we'll see what happens.
Oh my God!
so that's why I bought a VPO3 because I couldn't wait for this thing.
Yeah. Well, in Waldorf, is it Waldorf has one? A clone of it? What's the Waldorf called? The VC? I can't remember.
And I'm not sure that Waldorf one is out yet.
I don't think it is.
No.
Either.
But I'll be honest with you, I don't believe that that's going to be. I think it's. I guarantee if it's Behringer, I guarantee that thing's probably going to be about $499.
I hope so.
I hope so
too.
too.
I'll buy one.
Yeah, me too. Snap call.
Well,
That's
yeah,
instant.
absolutely. Because if it is, I'm going to sell the VPO3 and buy that myself. Because I love vocoders. So.
I love
you know what
string
we didn't
synthesis.
talk about? Yes, exactly. You know what we didn't mention?
What's that?
Roland came out with the VT4.
Oh, I did. I forgot about that. That was pretty
Yeah.
new. Let me see if I can bring that up.
Mr. Tuna Music on his channel did a comparison between the VT3 and the VT4. Really good video. Definitely check it out. And he goes in depth.
VT4. That's not a bad price point for this thing either, but aren't they kind of, isn't this kind of a canned thing? Like there's not a lot of manipulation you can do, or am I wrong on that?
On that one, yes, there is. There's some really cool stuff you can do. What I like about it is at the top there, to the right, underneath the VT4, you can actually pick the key because you can connect this one to a keyboard now via MIDI.
Okay.
There is one thing that sucks about it, and they show you with this. Where are you getting that anyway? Because I'm looking at that, going, wow, they're supplying you with a.
Oh, this is on Craft Music. I just typed it in and.
I like Craft Music. They're cool because they'll do package deals like this. So here's the thing: it's battery operated or USB powered. So a lot of us went poo-poo to that one because the VT3, which I own, has a power supply.
Yes. The big thing about that is you eliminate the possibility of USB bus noise. Anytime you power stuff over USB, it's like the biggest headache. I run into that with everything that I have that is bus powered via USB. It sucks.
Yep, it does. But I just thought that was very interesting. That photo you just put up from Kraft, they actually are giving you a power supply, which is probably a phone charger.
Yeah, and a cable. So this probably doesn't. This stuff probably doesn't come with it. I'm guessing then.
No, they do bundles like that on Kraft.
But if you were just to buy the unit, I'm not sure what it comes with.
The unit doesn't. It just comes with batteries. That's it.
Oh, so just like the boutiques, then.
Yeah.
Well, and actually, even in the later boutiques, I noticed they stopped putting batteries with them. So. Oh,
really?
Yeah. The original three, the JP-08 and the JU-06 and the other one, the JX-03, those all came with batteries. But all the other ones that I've gotten, none of them came with batteries.
The thing about those batteries is you shouldn't use them anyway.
Yeah, they're shit anyway. But
and I've seen some of those where I'm glad I didn't use them. I literally just left them sitting around, but didn't plug them in. I was a Zoom H5 recorder.
Yeah.
And I just left those batteries to the side, and literally within a couple weeks, one of them started leaking all over the place.
Yeah,
so I'm like, no.
Oh, really?
Really?
Low quality batteries.
Wow.
So don't use the batteries they send you. Just throw those things out.
Well, the first thing I do is
send them in the first
I don't even use them. They're all in the original cellophane or whatever they wrap them in, and I put in, energizers or Duracells or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate batteries.
I would just rather plug it in, honestly.
So even when I got my Volcas, I immediately went to Craft Music and I bought all the power supplies because they were the only ones that had them at the time for the Volcas. And I ended up with my boutiques, the JU-06 and the JP-08 and the TB-03. And the TR-09. I just plug. I bought a bunch of. I want to ask you something, Marshall. By the way,
Sure.
I plugged those in. I bought a bunch of USB hubs, powered USB hubs, and that's how I power those guys. But you messaged me a while ago when I asked you what that gigantic hub was that you have.
Oh yeah. That is a
Hold on, I'm going to write it down.
It is a Triplite 16-port USB hub. Now, I must tell you that it is not designed for what I use it for. It is designed as a sync and phone charging strip. But I have been able to successfully power and operate a few boutiques. However, because this is a hub, you are plugging into a single USB input on your PC. That has a limitation. You cannot plug 16, USB power controllable things and have them all work. You'll probably get away with 4 at max. But it is nice. I use it right now for plugging in all of my USB keys for software authorization. Some things that I have that have USB chargeable batteries. I have those plugged in, and some thumb drives and things like that. And it works great for that. But your standard USB hub that you'll get that can do like 4 or 5 ports, that's about all you're going to get out of this to power boutiques, for example, to power them and use them. It'll power all of them all day long. I guess a solution would be to use MIDI DIN for control then, if you wanted to. That would still work, but you'll only get probably 4 boutiques powered and usable via MIDI through one of these.
Well, that's why you want to use an active USB hub, where it's also the hub itself is powered with its own.
And this is powered.
It is?
Yes. But again, it's not designed for what I attempted to use it for originally was to plug in a bunch of boutiques, and I was only able to get about 4 of them. And again, I think that's limited by the USB itself, because you're still plugging into a single port on your PC, and that has a certain amount of throughput for information. So,
gotcha.
Right. So my question is, if you do that, were you trying to get them powered and hooked up MIDI as well?
Yes. That was why I bought that originally, because I own all the boutiques, and I wanted to have something I could plug them all into, and yay, magic. But, obviously, it did not fulfill that need, but I've found other uses for it that work just fine.
So, I mean, it's interesting because I have like 6 USB powered hubs, 3 of which are going directly into my Mac, and I'm using those not for power but for MIDI.
Right. Okay.
The other 3 I'm using for power, and I'm using what are they called? Right here, I got one right here. With these Mio by iConnect, or Mio by iConnect.
Yeah, the little Mio MIDI to USB.
Yeah, I'm using a lot of those.
I have like 6 of those.
Yeah, they're pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I did not like the iConnect box. Programming that thing was just a nightmare for me. I was like, I said, I can't deal with this. So I ended up bringing it back and got a bunch of those.
Yeah.
They work perfect. I plugged them in, I'm gone. It's like, this is awesome,
It's a challenge to figure out when you have a bunch of USB powered and controllable devices like the boutiques and even things like the Uno Synth and some of these other devices that are like that, to figure out how you can get them all power and control them all. So in some cases, you've got to do what you're doing, where you have several little USB dongles. Some are for power, some are for control. And again, a lot of these, they all have standard MIDI DIN on them. So you could get a MIDI DIN interface and plug them into that. Mo2 makes a couple of really good ones. And then power them via USB.
Is that unit that you have, is that USB 3.0 or is that?
No, it's a 2.0.
Okay.
I don't know that if they even make a USB 3.0 version yet. They might now, but I think last time I looked, and this was still, it's really expensive. You're better off just buying the little $30 hubs, because this thing was over $200. But it is individually powered, and you could power 16 devices from it if you wanted to. But you're not going to get MIDI in and out through all 16.
Well, I was just thinking about it because I'm sitting there going, man, it'd be nice to clean up some of this shit. It
was a dream.
There's hubs everywhere.
Yeah. USB's just got its limitations is the main thing.
True.
But yeah, so Echo, you said you had something that you were going to show us.
That I do.
Show us. Show me.
Okay, so I purchased something as a Christmas present, birthday present to myself. I'm going to NAMM on my birthday, so that should have been present enough, right? But yeah, I haven't unboxed it yet. Here it is.
Ooh.
It's from our
Sweetwater box.
Those are my favorite boxes.
It's from our favorite place, Sweetwater.
Don't let the candy go stale.
Yeah, you got to eat them Smarties, man.
Well, hang on. So here's my dilemma. I bought so I call up my Sweetwater guy who I've known for God. I've watched his children grow for Christ's sakes. I've known him forever. He's been at Sweetwater for about 12 years now. So I call up Steven. I shouldn't mention his name, should I? And I say, okay, man, this is what I want to do. I want to order a DSI Rev 2 8-voice synthesizer keyboard. So, well, actually, I didn't call him up. We were kind of emailing each other. So he's like, okay, cool. I'll write up an invoice. I'll send it to you. Let me know what you think. So he writes up the invoice, and of course it says, Rev 2 16-voice synthesizer. And I said, ooh, that's tempting. At 36 months, no interest, that's real tempting. That's, but I said, no. I can always upgrade later. I can get the card and pop it in if I want to.
Yeah.
So I message him back, and I say, the 8-voice is more like what I want to do. So he's like, okay, cool. I'll write up the thing, and I said, yeah, and I want to grab one of those. I like Roland cables. I think Roland makes really nice patch cables. So I said, I want a 15-foot Roland black, and he said, okay, cool. It's like $29. So he writes up the invoice, and he sends it to me, and I look at it real quick because I was in work, and I go, great. On the 27th, let's pull the trigger. He said, yeah. He says, this is really cool. He said, if I can get it to you by Saturday. He said, that's perfect. I'm off Saturday. And he said, great. Didn't really look at the invoice. So, it's Saturday morning, and I said, hey, let me track this package. My wife went to work, and I had the whole day to just chill and do my thing. And so I call up the invoice on my phone, and I look at it, and I go, oh, shit. Meanwhile, this thing is en route to my house. Right, so I'm like, no. He ordered me the 8-voice module, the desktop module, and I'm like, that's not what I wanted. But then I started thinking. So it arrives, and my buddy Dean had put it in front of my door because I didn't hear the guy ring the bell, and so I open up my door, and there it is. And I was looking at it, going, yep, that's the module. So I pull it in. Haven't opened it yet. And I sat there and I went, there's two things I can do. And you guys know that I'm in a tiny fucking room. Okay. So
this is what showed up to your house.
Yes. So I'm sitting there, and I'll just show you guys. I'm going to grab the camera for a second. Okay. I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
So this, M Audio controller. I bought it for piano because I wanted something semi-weighted for, writing piano pieces. And I said, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Behringer, and I'm going to put it over where the piano is, right, the controller. And I'm going to put the new DSI, the new DSI Rev 2 over there by the Matrix Brute. Perfect fit. Everybody's happy. Everything fits perfectly here. And I have a little bit of space over here that I can actually take my VP03 and stick there, and made some room, and I'd be really happy about that. And then I was like, fuck, that didn't happen. So
but totally threw a wrench in your plans there.
So my question is to you guys, I said, you know what, I can still put the Behringer over there and put the module, which is less expensive, and it's only going to cost me $30 a month for 36 months, which is a really good deal. And I had to pull the trigger before tomorrow because the 31st, that ends, that deal. They always run those specials, 48 months, 36 months.
Yep.
So, So I said, well, if I do that, I could get rid of this guy, put him in a corner, only use it when I need it. And I'll have the Behringer over here, and I could have the Rev 2 over here. What do you guys think of that idea?
Well, you plan on getting any more like keyboards in the future? Full boards?
That's a yes. I know that. I know that face.
Well then,
that's a yes.
Well then, maybe the better idea is less money and a desktop to save space.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay, because my friend Dean said to me, he goes, because he came by today and he said, so what's in the box? And I told him, and he's a musician, and he looks at me and he goes, I know you, that little voice in your head's going to go, but it's not the keyboard. It's not the keyboard. And he says, you're going to go crazy and you're going to say, why didn't I buy the effing keyboard? But on the other hand, I'm thinking like you guys, I'm saying, well, it saves space. It'll free up some room over here. It is a DSI.
It's the conundrum that a lot of us find ourselves in after we've been collecting synths for a while is, where do I put the new one? And you could also, you could get a rack. I have a couple of floor racks over here that I put modules in, and it works really great. Saves a lot of space. You could do something.
I was thinking of like one of the big A-frame synthesizer racks. Those things are dope. You can have like 4 synths on those. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But the thing is I because I played the DSI in New York.
You're gonna get one.
I'm telling you, the keyboard feels really nice.
Yeah.
And it's that whole, I know this sounds stupid, and I said this to Dean, and he told me I was an asshole. It's that whole flagship kind of thing. Like, Dave Smith is known for keyboards and keyboard beds, and it's just that whole, like, prestige thing. I know. And Dean goes, you're an asshole. Shut up. But I don't know. Part of me, the other part of me sits there and says, I could see this sitting next to the Behringer, and it would be kind of cool to mix the Behringer pads with the Dave Smith pads.
Yeah.
Get some really fat sounds. Mr. Cowfood, what do you think?
Well, here, let's see. This is what I think. If this is the OB6.
Yes.
There it is.
There it is.
See? That's awesome.
It's so easy to just pick it up and move it around.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's what I think. I mean, the key bed is nice. Do you not have a nice key bed?
Well, I have the DeepMind. I have the Matrix Brute. I could even hook it up to the Minilog and use it that way.
And that's not the same kind of key bed. I mean, a nice key bed, you've got one that you would sit down and play with it nearby, right? You want to have it just like right up next to a key bed that you
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. I would do that with the DeepMind 12. You know what I mean?
Because you want to be able to, hit those knobs while you're on the keys. You don't want to have to like just leave it static over there and hopefully use some kind of MIDI controller. That kind of thing can be annoying.
Oh no, and that's why I was going to put the DeepMind 12 over here and keep the module and put the module right next to the DeepMind 12 because there's plenty of room for that.
There you go. Then you're keeping the module. You're keeping the desktop. You're going to say, I'm saving money. I got more space. This is the way to go. That's my 2 cents.
No, that's cool. That's so all right. So I'm thinking. I just, it was disappointing. That's all. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. Well, when you were anticipating something else and the other thing shows up, I know how you feel.
And it's not like him. I mean, he's been very good to me over the years. I mean, he always make sure I get, the Sweetwater guys. They're awesome. You know what I mean? So I think it was just a mistake on his part, but then again, it's kind of a cool mistake because, like I said, it is going to save me some space.
Well, here's the thing too. Will it inspire you more to play with it if you actually have the full key bed? Are you going to spend more time with it if it has the full key bed?
See, that's the question I also asked myself because I am a keyboard guy.
Yeah.
So that was the question I asked myself exactly. I said, am I gonna spend more time with this if I sit in front of it and play it like a keyboard, or am I not if it's just a module connected to another keyboard?
You might have some time to where you can test it out the way it is, and if you're not satisfied without having it, with the key bed built into it, send it back.
Yeah, well, I haven't even had a chance to talk to him because he usually works on Saturdays, but I think he took the long weekend off, obviously, because it's, the first of the year. So I probably won't be able to talk to him until, Wednesday, right?
Yeah, probably.
So I'm sitting there thinking, well, do I do what you just said? Do I crack it open, play with it? Because I really want to crack it open.
But if you don't want it, you still want to be able to send it back. So, yeah. I'm not sure what their return policy is over there. I don't think I've ever had to send them anything back, knock on wood.
Yeah, me either.
Well, I almost had to just recently with a guitar that I purchased. But they just need the original packaging, and they'll pretty much, especially if you're going to swap it out for a something else, they're going to honor it without any issue.
Well, my friend Dean said that he said sometimes what they do, because he's ordered stuff from them, he said what they'll do is they'll drop ship this to you, the keyboard, and he said, and they'll make sure that the FedEx guy will take the other synth with him when they drop ship it to you. He said, so they'll have a packing slip all ready to go to take it away from you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool if they do that. Right. That's... Then
yeah, so I'm thinking of that, but then I'm thinking the space thing. Listen, my decision making is so bad. I'm just it's just ironic how like all of that happened, and then I looked at the bill and I'm going, well, it is saving me money too.
Yeah, a couple $100. Not a lot of money. It looks like price difference is what, $200?
$200, yeah.
Yeah.
Space and money.
Space and money. It looks like you got something to think about there, Echo. It's really going to come down to whether or not you're going to enjoy it more having a key bed with it, And
then then the lustful gas kicks in, and I say, well, I could keep this, and then later on buy the 16 voice and put it over there.
Yeah, they are polychainable, I think, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Dave Smith's stuff's pretty good shit, man. It's cool. So, well, you own.
Yeah.
The OB6 is nice. What's it, OB8 or OB6?
6.
The 6, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. It's a nice one. I mean, I wish it were an OBXA, but I guess that's when Behringer comes in.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we'll probably might see something from Behringer on that pretty soon. They have posted.
They mentioned that, didn't they?
Well, it's a big threat on Gear Sluts right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
they
think
posted
there's a
some new
thing.
pictures recently, didn't they, Cowfood? Working on it, I want to say a couple weeks ago.
I think maybe. I think, yeah. They might have actually put some pictures up.
Yeah, but Midas, I remember the two guys, the two engineers from Midas there's a video on YouTube. If you go onto Behringer, this is like 2 years ago. They threatened with that, and they showed a working model of it. You need to check that out. That blew my mind. I'm like, is that real? Like, are they really going to do this?
Well, they had. I definitely remember them saying they were interested in doing it, but they didn't want to pay anyone to make it.
Something like that, yeah.
And the Midas engineers were like, "No, we need to do this." So, yeah, I don't know, but you know, Behringer's pretty good at that viral marketing, and I think this has always been in the works. It's been one of their synths that they'll most likely. Well, obviously they're working on it. We've seen pictures of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess late next year, around this time.
Yeah,
if any.
Yeah, actually, it was you, Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave him shit for synth teasing us. Is what I got all mad.
Yeah.
Well, because you know, at the time it was just Behringer this, Behringer that. Here's a picture of something. Remember, and they were teasing the MS-101, and we were like, "Is this even a real thing?" And yeah. So it's like. Yeah, it's good. I just want to buy it now. So
that's part of what the SH01A was for me. Is like, I'm not going to wait anymore. God damn it.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah. There's a picture on Google of Yuli sitting. His head is like near the OBXA. And I don't know what the hell that thing is, and he's just like standing there like this. And it's on gearnews.com. It's kind of like they superimposed his picture in a couple of different things, because he's also doing that same pose in front of a mini. It's in front of a Moog, a mini Moog.
Anyways,
I don't know, man.
We're going to see lots of stuff from Behringer over the next few years, and if they continue to do what we've seen them do so far, it's going to be very successful. But it's also nice to see things like the Quantum, things like the Moog One, other things that are original, pushing the boundaries of the technology that's available. And it's also awesome to have Behringer doing the clones of some of the classics that are no longer available and cost ridiculous amounts of money. And it would be they did say a while back that they've got some original stuff in the works as well, things like the Neutron. Can't wait to see what else they have coming. Maybe something new on the DeepMind 12 side of things. You never know.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they dropped the price on the DeepMind 12 stuff. So I was kind of thinking maybe they might be coming out with something else on the DeepMind end. So I was just looking at this too. I guess there's a company making skins for the Neutron.
Interesting.
There's a black skin for the Neutron. It looks pretty cool.
I like the red though. I think the red looks super cool.
I like the red too. It is cool. But yeah, man, I'm just looking at all this stuff right now. There's a ton of stuff. People saying there's clones coming out of the OBXA. And it looks like a rack mount version as well. Woohoo!
I don't know. I might have to get one of those.
Yeah.
If the sound is there.
If the sound is there, I'll be getting one too. That's one of the ones that I was like, please clone this.
Me too.
Then I might end up selling the OB6 if that happens.
Yeah.
No, never do that.
Well.
Don't do that.
Yeah. That's a tough one. If you had original, I wouldn't sell that. But
right.
Yeah.
I did have an original. I used to have an OBXA. And I'm kicking myself every day.
I would kick you too if I was there.
You had a real one?
I had a real one. Didn't have the MIDI mods on it though, but the Ken MIDI kit.
Yeah.
But it was it was the real deal. This is in the early 90s. And I picked it up for like $300 at this good music store that just didn't know what they had on their hands.
Man,
Jesus.
My God, I'm getting that. But then Yeah. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I sold it for 800. I guess I got something out of it.
Yeah. It's a bummer. And, you know, how would you have known that they would be?
I know. So sought after.
Yeah.
At some point,
True, this is true.
The Jupiter 8 will be on par with the price of this. Maybe someday. Who knows?
Yeah. You know what would be cool if Behringer did come out with a Jupiter 8 that was...
They are talking about that now, too.
Now, they had pictures of them with the Jupiter 8 and a 909 a while back. And we've already seen a prototype of a RD 909. So,
yeah, I saw
not a stretch if we saw something.
I said the last time I was on your show, I said that I was like, yeah, whatever. And then the more I looked at it, I kind of sat there and I went, this thing's pretty fucking cool. You know, I'd probably buy one of these.
We'll see. It's exciting, though, because that's another one. Jupiter 8 would be great. I didn't mean to rhyme that. It just happened that way, all right?
I don't believe you, but yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, I think we'll have lots to talk about in 2019. I think we probably need to wrap up the show here because we are pushing over 2 hours.
Yes,
and
we are.
We covered so much stuff. But, folks, let us know in the comments below what you guys think of the synths that came out in 2018. Any rumors or anything coming out in 2019. Let us know what you guys think. We might see. But with that, I think we will bid you all adieu. And, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on, Mr. Calfood. Wonderful having you back on, sir. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on.
And EchoCraft. Everyone needs to go check out EchoCraft on YouTube. And Echo makes some great music. Be sure to check that out.
Thank you.
And
thank you. Thank you for having me on, man. I love doing this stuff. This is awesome.
Absolutely. And I'm really excited to see your coverage of NAMM this year. Unfortunately, I won't be attending, but nice to know we'll have you there to get some of the nitty-gritty for us.
So one thing I just want to say real quick, we should make it a plan for next year that we all go to NAMM and meet.
That would be awesome.
I'm down.
I'm down for that.
That would be really, really cool, guys.
That would be cool. Or even like KnobCon.
Yeah, I definitely want to check out KnobCon.
Yeah.
Make it both.
I want to go to Moog Fest too.
Hey, I'm hosting Moog Fest. I got the party at my house.
Yeah, because you're not far from there.
It's right there in Durham, yes.
That's actually, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So.
Yeah, we should do that.
We should.
That's when? That's in March? Or April?
It's in that time frame.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. I've been wanting to go to that since it started. It's like, same with NAMM. I've been wanting to go to NAMM for like 40 freaking years.
Well, let's do Moog Fest, man. We can definitely do that one for sure.
Yeah.
NAMM.
Yeah.
NAMM or NAMM?
NAMM, Vietnam.
Is it NAMM? NAMM?
I think it's NAMM.
I don't know.
That's how I say it. But
you know what? I'm done with the names tonight, okay?
Yeah. Well, it's 2 hours of crazy names that we don't know how to pronounce correctly, so.
Maybe in 2019 I'll know how to fucking talk, so I don't, Park the car.
Park the car down by the river. And I tell you what.
That was a little southern, but I was trying to be Bostonian. So.
Oh, yeah. Boston.
Yeah, car.
Down by the car. By the river.
Park. River.
We make fun of... I work with a lot of East Coast people, and, yeah, make fun of them for that.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
We say pizza instead of pizza. I don't. We
Did
put
you
ours
say
on
pizza? Like with an
pizza.
R?
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
That is weird.
I don't get it. Yeah.
I'll have to ask some of the guys and be like, hey, how do you say pizza?
No, they won't. They'll say pizza. What are you talking about? Like, but we say it when we say it when we don't really know what we're saying. So we'll just be like, hey, let's get some pizza tonight, and we'll be like, what the fuck did he just say? Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, on that, let's call it a night here, gentlemen.
All right. Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year to everyone.
New Year.
Thanks for watching the show, guys. We'll be back with plenty of stuff in 2019. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Have a great New Year. Bye.